All right, guys, welcome. Thanks for jumping on. So this is an exclusive call with Jenni Byrd Grier. She is my leadership coach with the David Byrd Consulting Group. And I was talking to her on the phone the other day, and she had so many amazing tips. I said, okay, hold the phone. I need to get my team on this call, and we need to kind of share all this amazing information. So that's why I'm doing this call. We're pretty much going to share tips tonight on growing your weekly business. We have still 2 months to get to Cancun, and for all those that just got back from Puerto Vallarta, I know that firsthand how amazing Miriam treats us, and we want everyone on this trip because I'm telling you, this business is too good to not do it. I know a lot of you guys have side jobs, and I don't know about your side job, but my old one would never send us all exclusive paid trip on a free vacation for doing our job. I mean, I'm telling you guys, free drinks, free food, free amazing view every single day on your balcony, party with friends and all of that good stuff. And we just want to kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the Cancun trip, as well as growing your weekly paychecks, building your book of business, and kind of taking it to the next step to actually advance you into getting more weekly paychecks, more income, and getting that trip well. That's what's so cool, is that if we work our business and we take it week by week, you guys, we have 2 months to run to Cancun, and we can totally do that. So with that being said, I'll let Jenni go ahead and take it from here, and then I'm going to end it with some tips as well. So Jenni, are you there?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for having me, and I'm excited to be here with you guys. And I'm going to talk to you about 3 different things tonight, but I'm first going to start talking to you about that tracker, the Paradise is Calling volume tracker. I love that tracker, and I love that tracker for multiple reasons, because to me, it's way more than a trip. Now, the trip is really important, right? Because like Paisha said, man, when you go on one, and I know some of y'all have been on it, amazing. I mean, you're treated like kings and queens, and it's just amazing. But I also know some of you are probably sitting there going, I don't know, I'm not really motivated by a trip. A trip just doesn't really do it for me. I mean, and I'm not asking for a show of hands, but I've heard it enough, right? So I know there's some of you out there that think that way, and that's okay too. I want all of you right now to go back and really think about, why are you doing this? Right? We talk about our whys at the beginning. Some of you might have been in, 2 months, 1 month, 2 weeks. Some of you might have been in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. What is your why? Why are you doing this? Why are you doing Miriam? Right? Our whys often change over time, but you always have to come back to know why you're doing something, because it is going to be what drives you. Okay? So that Paradise is Calling tracker is way more than an indicator of a trip. Yes, it's telling you if you're going to earn the trip, but it is also a tracker for how you're growing your business. Now, some of you might have a team under you, right? Some of you may not, and that's okay. But I like to say, when you start to grow in Miriam, it's like you own 4 restaurants. So just imagine you owned 4 Chick-fil-A stores, okay? Leg 1 can be Chick-fil-A store number 1. Leg 2 is Chick-fil-A store number 2. Leg 3 is Chick-fil-A store number 3. And guess what Chick-fil-A store number 4 is? Your personal placement suite. And guess what that Paradise is Calling tracker is tracking? It's looking at how you're doing at restaurant number 4. Right? It's looking at your 4th profit center, which is your personal placement suite. So if you want to make sure you're firing on all cylinders, you want to be maxing out your personal placement suite. Guys, it is the fastest way. It is like putting your business on steroids, because you go and figure out who on your organization really wants to work. You've got your personal placement suites. And then the thing that motivates people the most It's better than any cash prize that Paisha or any of the other leaders on this group could give you. Motivating them with helping them grow their business by your personal placement suite. So I want you right now, give me a show of hands. I'm going to ask for a show of hands. How many knows what their Paradise is Calling volume is right now? Like this moment, like you know what it is. How many people? Seeing some hands, not seeing some hands. And it's okay if I don't see hands. Okay, so if you owned a restaurant, would you not know financially how it's doing? No, you would, right? You'd be thinking, oh my gosh, if I owned a Chick-fil-A at the mall and I owned a Chick-fil-A on Main Boulevard, I wouldn't just be looking at them holistically. I'd be looking at each restaurant to see how each restaurant was doing. So step number 1 tonight is everybody look up your Paradise is Calling volume. And if you don't know how to do that, Paisha can tell you how to do that because it's in the back office and I don't have access to the back office, which I sometimes say is a good thing. So I know I get to claim complete ignorance on the back office, right? But the first thing I want you to do is go and find out what is your volume right now, tonight. Okay? Then I want you to set a goal. Now, some of you have the goal to be on the trip, which is an awesome goal. But some of you, I also just want you to look at that volume and I want you to decide tonight what is your goal by the end of the year. You have to decide. If you don't decide, it's kind of like just blowing with the wind and you're just going to go whichever direction the wind's blowing, right? You have to decide tonight what is your goal by the end of the year for that volume. Because that tracker is tracking like your 4th restaurant, your personal placement suite. So first, decide, make a goal tonight. And maybe everybody, I don't want everybody texting Paisha, I'm not going to say that, but share your goal with somebody, whether it's your spouse, whether it's your best friend, whether it's your upline, whether it's somebody on this call, write it down and put it on your mirror. But writing clarifies thought. So when you decide your goal tonight, I want you to write what your volume is now, and I want you to write December 31st what you want your volume to be. And post that on your bathroom mirror. I don't care where you put it. Post it on your computer. Put it on your phone. Take a picture of it. Put it somewhere that you'll see it. But I've heard it on calls. People have said to me, oh, I don't know. I'm not worried about that tracker because I can't even go on the trip. Like they had a conflict with the trip. I can't even go to Cancun because I have a wedding that weekend. I'm like, well, that doesn't mean you still shouldn't be tracking it. Because guess what? Like I said, that is your tracker for seeing how you're doing in your personal business. So no matter where you are with the trip, which you need to get on the trip because they're absolutely amazing, I still want you to decide tonight where you are and decide where you're going to be by the end of the year. Because that's how you're going to lead your business. Now, the second thing I want to talk to you about is something that I've been training some teams on, and it's a way that I believe you can really go maximize your Paradise is Calling volume. So I believe one of your biggest assets are your preferred customers. And how many of you feel it's easier to go get a preferred customer than it is to get a brand partner? Right? Most people are going to raise their hand, right? It's easier to get a preferred customer than it is to get a brand partner. Well, and how many of you believe that if you're going to get a preferred customer, you have to follow one set of things, and if you're going to get a brand partner, you're going to go follow another set? A lot of people believe that as well. Well, I kind of want you to wipe that from your memory tonight. I just want you to get really good at setting a weekly goal around sampling. Lead with product. Miriam has blessed us with amazing products. Lead with product and get people to fall in love with the product. When they fall in love with the product, obviously along the way, you're going to ask them that magic question. Now, the magic question is this. There's an amazing business opportunity behind these products. If you'd like to learn more, I'd love to tell you about it. So you first ask that. Now, let's say they say no. Oh, no, I'm not interested in the business. What do most of us do? One, sometimes we never ask that magic question. We just assume they're going to be a preferred customer. Do you know your job is to just present the opportunity? It's not your job to decide, are they better as a brand partner or a preferred customer? But if you never ask, you're deciding for them. But let's say you get really good at asking that magic question and somebody says, no, I'm not interested in the business. Well, then I believe that your follow-up should be, well, and you can use this with an existing preferred customer or a new prospect, okay? So you can use it with either. You should say, well, let's pretend that they have a $200 ADO. And I'll go over the math on this, but let's just pretend for today's sake that they have a $200, they're going to buy the day cream, the night cream, and maybe the face wash. It's roughly $200. Let's just go with that. You're going to say, well, Nerium has a program where you can earn your product for free. And I can actually help you save $1,900 in year one. Is that something you're interested in? $1,900, that's not chump change. That's a lot of money, right? And they're going to say, well, what do you mean? Well, you would say then all you have to do is make a $500 investment. For that $500, you're going to get to sample all of Nerium's products. You're going to get over $800 in Nerium products. And then that gives us permission to go find 3 friends that will buy the same thing you're buying. And as long as you have 3 friends that are buying the same thing you're buying, you get your product for free, thus saving you $1,900 year one. Now, let me tell y'all real quickly how I got the $1,900. You take $200, their ADO, times 12. That equals $2,400, right? Then you say $2,400 minus the 500 starter kit. $500 equals $1,900. So if they were going to have a $100 ADO, you would say $100 times 12 is $1,200. $1,200 minus 500 is $700. So a lot of people, when they have a preferred customer, you know what they say, and they're going to have a $200 ADO, they say, well, you can spend $300 more dollars and become a brand partner. Well, they kind of go, well, I don't want to spend more money and I don't get the value there. This is the same concept. You're just using it in language that creates a win-win for them, right? You say, all you have to do is make a $500 investment, and we find 3 people who want to buy the same thing you're buying, and I can save you $1,900 in the first year. How does that sound? And what you've done, and here's what's going to happen. You've created a win-win. If they do that, some are going to do that and just get their product for free. They're not going to do anything else with the business. But guess what? That's a win-win. Why? One, it's a win for them because you've saved them $200 a month. It's a win for you because they've introduced you to most likely 3 to 5 to 6 of their friends, and they've just expanded your warm market. Win-win. Now, some are going to come on and do this. And you know what? When they get those 3 customers, you're going to say, well, you could earn some extra cash on the side. Is that something you're interested in? And some of them are going to do the business then. Do you know I'm coaching 4 NMDs, 4 that started this business, and all they wanted to do was get their product for free. They say, if anybody would have said to me, do you want to own a business? Do you want to sell stuff? They would have run for the hills. Right? Now, here's what I also want you to know. What I'm seeing on average, if you were to call 10 of your preferred customers that have a $200 ADO tonight, on average, 2 are going to be interested. 2 out of 10. So if you call 10 people, don't expect 8 or 9 of them to be interested. But then I want you to think of it this way. Imagine if you converted 20% of your preferred customers and got them 3 years free, what that would do to your Paradise is Calling volume. And like I said, it's about a trip, but it's also about your why. It's about growing your business and why you're doing this. So Paisha's going to add some more stuff to this at the end. But before I switch it back over to Paisha, I've talked to you about the Paradise is Calling tracker and why that's important and how to view that. I've talked to you about a technique you can use with your preferred customers and with your prospects that tell you they're not interested in the business, how you can utilize 3 or free to their advantage and talk to them about how much money they can save using that technique. Now, the third thing I want to talk to you about is mindset, because I feel like I can't do any call without quickly talking about mindset. How many of you believe what you focus on grows? How many of you truly believe that? Give me a show of hands. What you focus on grows. Anybody believe that? Okay. I see lots of hands go because we talk about that a lot. So let me ask you, in the past 7 days, how much intentional time? Now, I'm not talking about like you were driving down the road and a thought popped in your head. I'm talking about how much intentional time have you spent thinking about what you want to happen in your future? How much time? Intentional time in the past 7 days. Can anybody say they've spent more than 10 minutes in the past 7 days on intentional time focused on what you want to happen? I see Marilyn's hand. I'm so excited. I might have missed a couple of hands, but okay, so here's the point. We agree that what we focus on grows. And then we just admitted we're not spending a 1%. We're not even spending 0.5% of our time thinking about what we want to happen. So if what we focus on grows, we're spending the majority of our days just either reacting to what's happening to us and not thinking about anything, because a lot of us are living unconsciously, or we're spending a lot of our time in fear and doubt, right? We're regretting the past or we're worrying about the future. So if we want our future to be different than our past, we have to change our thinking. We cannot continue to think the same way we've thought in the past if we want our future to be different. And so this is where I want to issue to you guys the 1 minute challenge. So, I've already asked you to write down what your Paradise is Calling volume is tonight, and I've asked you to write down what you want it to be by the end of the year. I want you every morning when you wake up, when you hit snooze. Now, you cannot lay in bed and do this because I promise you, your bodies associate bed with sleep. You will fall back asleep. You have to at least sit up. So sit up, flip your feet to the side, but before your feet touch the ground, spend 1 minute, and you don't have to time it. I'm just saying it can be as little as 1 minute. And I want you to visualize where you want to be by the end of the year. But here's what I also want you to do. I want you to think about the feeling that goes with it. Not just where you want to be. How are you going to feel? Well, you probably will be feeling confident, maybe joyful, maybe loving your Nerian business, maybe loving life. How would that feel? And by doing this, you know what you're doing? You are teaching your body emotionally what your future feels like. What's your only other option? To continue to live by the emotions of the past? And when you continue to live by the emotions of the past, your past becomes your future. So spend 1 minute every morning thinking about where you want to be by the end of the year and thinking about the feelings that go with it. It is so important because what we focus on grows, and you become who you think you are. And so so throughout the day, this is not to say that fear and doubt are not going to enter your mind. But what I'm asking you to do is I'm asking you to become an observer of your thoughts. And when fear and doubt enter your mind, you have a choice. You can continue to reinforce that thought, or you can reject it and replace it with one of the feelings that you want to have in your future. And when you do that, you continue to draw your future to you every single day. So I hope that you guys will take on the 1 minute challenge. Now, I can promise you it's going to be uncomfortable at times because remember, our natural human instincts like to keep us right where we are. We instinctively interpret sameness as security. But know this, success does not rest in your comfort zones. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Paisha. But guys, I really hope that you will really maybe change your mindset and start looking at how you're really, even if you've kind of made up your mind, oh, I'm not running for that trip. That Paradise is Calling volume is about your why. Why are you doing this business? So I hope you'll really start looking at that, changing your mindset around that. I hope you will start trying this 3-year free selling opportunity. I have some other teams doing it and having amazing results. And then last but not least, man, you can be in all the action in the world, but you got to marry it with your mindset. When you can marry your mindset with your actions, that is where abundance shows up. So with that, I'm going to turn it back over to Paisha, and I'm going to stay on the line in case there's any questions for me at the end.
Yes, awesome, Jenny. You know how to fire me up. I hope you guys got a lot of good information. So what we're going to talk about now is obviously the awesome opportunity that Jenny gave us with saving. Instead of, like she said, spending the extra $300 to become a brand partner, why don't we save you money, which everybody loves savings, and go through that approach with your current PCs, especially the ones that are monthly and bi-monthly. Do the math and then take it and approach it to them and say, hey, I don't know about you guys, but I have customers that have been with me for years. And yes, I've talked to them about upgrading to become a brand partner, but I never explained it in the way of saving them money. So that's something that I'm definitely going to do this week coming up. But I wanted to talk to you guys. I know a lot of you know about the party in a bag. I did this video on Masters of the Mundane about pretty much taking this bag full of order forms and maybe even eye serum samples, maybe even youth factor drink samples, whatever, and taking this kind of remote party in a bag. And I think this could be really, really utilized in this concept. Say a PC, she wants to get 3 customers and save this $1,900 or whatever she's saving, but she doesn't want to have a party. Take this party in a bag concept and marry it with this. And so you do get to see if she can get those 3 customers and save that amount of money, because she would have to get 3 customers, he or she would have to get 3 customers to be able to save on this concept. So just kind of putting that out there. If they don't want to have a party, take a party in a bag, put this little bag together, put a photo book together, have her take it to her office, have her take it to her friends and family, her neighbors, whatever the case may be, and kind of explain it that way to her. I keep saying her, but him or her. Another thing, how you get your personal business to grow. If anyone has teams here, it can be very easy to kind of think about your team or think about, not your personal business. I'm here to tell you your personal business is everything. That is going to be what takes you to the next level. That's going to take I think I'm getting a little bit of feedback. Sorry, guys. I don't have everyone muted. If you are on the phone and not muted, you could mute yourself. Thank you. So personal business will drive everything. And I love how simple Jenny puts it. Get your samples out. If we just literally get excited, share our product, and follow up, there's no way we can't get PCs. There's no way we can't get brand partners. And it's so easy by just saying, hey, give this a try. And honestly, the eye serum, that's just hands down easy, in my opinion. So obviously, how to get your points, if you want the points for the trip, or if you just want to grow your personal business, focus on sampling, focus on getting customers. That will lead to brand partners. If you also get customers to get customers, that's obviously going to grow your weekly paychecks. That's going to grow your points for Puerto Vallarta or Cancun. We're off of Puerto Vallarta now. We're into Cancun, but it's going to help with those points as well. And then brand partners. Everything that brand partners do that you bring on from now until the end of the month, you also get their volume. So if people do want to get on the trip, or if they do want to grow their personal business, knowing that whatever brand partners that you bring on into the business from now until whenever, and then whatever they do, you guys get income on. You guys get Cancun points for. You guys get all of these different benefits by sponsoring and bringing people into the business and helping them along, helping them figure out sampling, helping them figuring out parties and all of that. So these are just little things. I think especially for the trip coming up and to earn it, I think you could do it on preferred customers, but it will take getting a couple of brand partners if this is going to be a focus. And it's going to be capitalizing on getting them going and getting, I think, get $3,500 in volume that you can actually get into your volume from them. So that's just something off note that you can build volume fast that way, is bringing people in and then helping them succeed. I love, there's a quote that I actually just saved onto my phone. If we help, and what I love about this business, it's so humbling and such an honor to do it, because this quote alone is our business, and we should be so grateful we do this business. If we help enough people get what they want, we will get what we want. And it's such a cool concept that we get to help others succeed, and we all succeed. So that is pretty much, I'm going to write out a verbiage just in regards to a script that you guys can take. I know verbiage sometimes can be challenging on what should I say to my preferred customers if I do approach them with this concept of saving them money. What should I say in regards to the party in a bag? I'm going to write out some verbiage for you guys and attach it into the files for Masters of the Mundane. So you guys do have just that template that you guys can work off of. So I'm going to open it back up. I think that's all I kind of had. I'm going to open it back up. If you have any questions, Jenni is here, and she would be glad to answer them. So ask away. I have a couple of people that raised their hands, but I think that was just for the little question you guys asked, or Jenni asked. So does anybody have any questions? You'll have to unmute yourself if you do, because everybody is muted. And if not, no worries. Oh, there is a chat down here. Let me see. Oh, awesome info. Thank you, Mary. Well, if you guys don't have any questions, thank you so much, Jenni, for jumping on and sharing this awesome information with us. I know it was very helpful for me when I heard it, and that's why I had to have her on here to share it with you guys. I said, I can't say it as well as you say it, Jenni. Will you please do the call? But hopefully you guys got a lot of information out of it, and have a good night, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks,
you.
Jenni.
You're welcome.